What if the most powerful creative tool of 2025 doesn't shoot color at all? While the world drowns in oversaturated Instagram filters in AI-generated perfection, Leica is about to drop something that strips photography back to its most essential form. The Q3 Monochrom isn't just another camera leak, it's a statement, a philosophy, a rebellion against the noise. When we first explored the idea of a Q3 Monochrom, we called it a dream camera. But dreams evolve, and now the leaks feel real. Real enough to change everything we thought we knew about what this camera could be. The original Leica Q wasn't just a compact camera, it was a revelation. A full-frame sensor married to a legendary 28mm Summilux lens, wrapped in German engineering that made every other compact feel like a toy. Then came the Q2, refining the formula with 47 megapixels of resolution that could rival medium format. But the Q2 Monochrom? That was something else entirely. It wasn't about adding features. It was about subtraction, about purity, about the radical idea that sometimes the most powerful creative tool is the one that tells you no. No color, no shortcuts, no distractions, just light, shadow, and the eternal dance between them. Leica has always understood something that the tech world forgot. Creativity isn't about having infinite options. It's about having the right constraints. The monochrome line represents the ultimate constraint, and paradoxically, the ultimate freedom. In a world where every smartphone promises to make you a photographer, where AI can generate any image you can imagine, why would anyone choose to shoot without color? The answer lies in what black and white photography has always been about: truth over spectacle, substance over style, emotion over decoration. Henri Cartier-Bresson, the godfather of street photography, once said that color is descriptive, but black and white is interpretive. When you remove color from the equation, you're forced to see differently. Light becomes sculptural, shadows become characters, texture becomes melody. The monochrome philosophy isn't about nostalgia, it's about intentionality. In an age of infinite digital possibilities, choosing to shoot in black and white is a declaration of purpose. It says, I'm not here to document reality, I'm here to interpret it. Until now, we assumed the Q3 Monochrom would simply be a Q3 without color, a predictable evolution, but the latest leak from a source close to Leica's development team suggests something far more interesting is happening. This isn't just about removing the color filter array. The Q3 Monochrom is being engineered from the ground up as a dedicated monochrome machine. We're talking about a completely redesigned sensor optimized for black and white capture. Enhanced dynamic range that can pull detail from the deepest shadows and brightest highlights. A processing engine tuned specifically for monochrome gradations. But here's the kicker. The leak suggests Leica is including multiple monochrome film emulation modes, not just digital black and white, but authentic recreations of legendary film stocks. Imagine having Tri-X, Plus X, and Technical Pan built into your camera's DNA. The heart of the Q3 Monochrom is expected to be a 60 megapixel full-frame sensor, but this isn't just about resolution. Without the color filter, array limiting light sensitivity, we're looking at potentially 2 stops of improved low-light performance. That means shooting at ISO 6400 with the grain characteristics of ISO 1600. The legendary Summilux 28mm f1.7 lens returns, but rumors suggest Leica has tweaked the optical formula specifically for monochrome capture. Enhanced contrast, improved micro-contrast, and what insiders are calling liquid bokeh, a rendering so smooth it makes backgrounds melt away. The electronic viewfinder gets a major upgrade too. A new OLED panel with enhanced brightness and contrast, specifically calibrated for monochrome preview. You'll see your black and white images exactly as the sensor captures them, no guesswork required. And then there's the build quality. Leica is reportedly using a new aluminum alloy that's both lighter and more durable than the Q2's construction. The camera body will be available in classic silver or a new matte black finish that practically disappears in your hands. The Q3 Monochrom isn't for everyone, and Leica knows it. This is a camera for photographers who understand that limitations breed creativity. It's for the street photographer who sees the world in shadows and light, the portrait artist who believes that removing color reveals character, the landscape photographer who wants to capture the eternal rather than the momentary. This camera speaks to the analog romantic living in a digital world, the creator who's tired of endless editing possibilities and wants to get it right in camera, the photographer who believes that sometimes the most radical thing you can do is simplify. But let's be honest, this camera will also frustrate many photographers. No color means no safety net. No, I'll fix it in post mentality. Every shot has to be intentional. Every frame has to earn its place. That's terrifying for some photographers, but for others, it's liberation. The truth is, there is no real competition for the Q3 Monochrom. Fujifilm's Acros film simulation is impressive, but it's still a digital interpretation of black and white. Phase 1's monochrome backs are exceptional, but they're tethered to medium format systems that cost more than most cars. The Q3 Monochrom sits in a category of one, a truly portable, full-frame monochrome camera that doesn't compromise on optical quality or build integrity. It's not competing with other cameras. It's competing with smartphones, with instant gratification, with the entire philosophy of digital convenience. This isn't just a different way to take pictures. It's a different way to think about photography itself. Industry sources suggest the Q3 Monochrom will be announced in the fourth quarter of 2025, with availability following in early 2026. As for pricing, expect it to command a premium over the standard Q3. We're likely looking at a price point around $7,000, possibly more depending on the final feature set. This isn't a cheap tool, but then again, Leica has never built for the masses. This is a camera for photographers who understand that the best tools are investments, not purchases. For those who believe that the camera you choose shapes the photographs you make. The real question isn't whether the Q3 Monochrom is worth the hype. The question is whether black and white photography still has something to say in 2025. Whether there's still power in choosing constraints over possibilities. Whether the world needs another camera that asks you to see differently. What would it mean to create without color again? To strip away the decorative and focus on the essential? To choose interpretation over documentation? The Q3 Monochrom isn't just asking these questions, it's demanding answers. This could be the last truly meaningful compact camera of the digital era. Not because it's the most advanced, but because it's the most focused, the most intentional, the most willing to say no to everything except what matters most. This might not be the beginning of a new chapter in photography. It could be the closing of a legendary one. The final statement from a company that has always believed that the best cameras don't give you everything you want. They give you exactly what you need. The Q3 Monochrom represents something increasingly rare in our digital world. The courage to subtract rather than add, to focus rather than expand, to choose depth over breadth. Would you ever shoot exclusively in black and white? Could you embrace the constraints that the Q3 Monochrom demands? The conversation starts in the comments below. Subscribe to Alt Buzz for launch day coverage, exclusive comparisons, and the kind of analysis you won't find anywhere else. Because when this camera drops, you'll want to hear it here first. Send super thanks or consider joining membership to support deeper dives into the cameras that shape how we see the world. The monochrome moment is coming. The question is, will you be ready for it?